Good morning, y'all. This is Johnny with the Phillips Run Drip and Bubble Company, Body Shop Division.
Well, this is probably one of the hardest videos that we have ever put out and hopefully ever will put out. But we hadn't been uploading in the last few weeks because we've had some issues and the loss of a lifelong friend, Johnny Acree. Now, if you'll watch my videos, he's the one that did all our paint and body work. And he just had a flare-up about 6-7 weeks ago, and well, I'll just tell you the whole story where you'll know what's going on. But I'm going to tell you, Johnny Acree, for those that know him that's watching this, know what I'm saying. He's probably one of the most kind-heartedest. He would help anybody and never had anything negative to say about anybody. But he was so kind-hearted, and he is deeply going to be missed in this community. I've known Johnny for a long time. He actually had an auto parts store next to where I live at, just right down the street, and we were always going out there getting parts. And you can see some of the signs in our shop that we kept that was his that says Total Auto Parts, and that was Johnny's for a long time. And so then he sold it and went to work for another parts place, and then he'd come over here and help me some, and then he finally just retired and said he's gonna call it quits. And but we didn't know that was a full-time job he was gonna take on over here at Phillips Run Drip and Bubble Company. But anyway, I'll tell you kind of what happened where you'll know, those that's ask. I have a lot of folks that know me that's asking this. So anyway, Johnny had been seeing this lady over in the next county over, and they took off over the weekend and went pick blueberries. They went blueberry picking. And so we come in on I think it was a Monday morning, and his leg was broke out, and he said, "Man, I am eat up with poison ivy." And when we first seen his legs, we're like, "Johnny, that's not poison ivy. That is what we call, or I call, shoemake." And a lot of y'all call it sumac, but shoemake or sumac. If y'all have ever been around any of that, you know that it is the nastiest stuff in the world when it comes to poison. And I'd had it before. I had a very bad case of it, and his legs was covered in this shoemake. And I told him, I said, "Johnny, you need to go to the doctor and get them to treat you for that now before it gets any worse." So he went on up to the doctor, and they gave him shots and medicine. And so he didn't show up the next day. He said, "Look, it's my legs are swelled up. It's spread to my arms, and I'm just not going to come in today." And I said, "Well, just whatever you gonna do. I mean, it's not like he really worked here. He just showed up and whenever he wanted to and worked on whatever he wanted to, and so it wasn't a big deal at all." And so he was off for a couple of days with that, and then he got to feeling a little bit better, and he came over to the shop, and so we hung out, worked a little bit here, but he didn't feel good. So I said, "Well, let's go shoot a video. I know where there's this car at that a buddy of his and mine had," and that was the last video that I uploaded. The little 3-wheeler car the guy hand built. And if you see Johnny's wearing shorts with long socks up because he had medicine on his legs, trying to get that stuff to quit itching so bad. And so we shot that video and come back over to the shop over here at the body shop, and tinkering around on stuff. And he said, "I just don't feel myself. I just don't feel like I just don't feel good." And so I got to thinking maybe he's dehydrated. So we keep water here, and I got him some water and had him drink a couple bottles of water. And he's sitting there, and he said, "I still just don't feel good." And I thought, well, maybe it's his sugar. So I had some, we keep them little party size Snickers bar. So I gave him one of them, let him try that. And he said he felt a little bit better. And so I said, "Well, just go on home. Just, ain't no sense. If you don't feel good, don't be here. Just go home." So the next morning he sent me a text, and he said that he was at the hospital, that he felt like he was throwing up blood. And I said, "Well, that's not good." He said, "Well, the doctor says I'm not throwing up blood." And I said, "Well, how does he know?" And he said, "Well, I don't know how he knows, but that's what he said." And I said, "Well, see what's going on." So they took him in and checked him out, And we live in a small town in North Georgia, so in a little town called Hiawassee, Georgia. And then there's a bigger city a few miles down that's called Gainesville, Georgia, and they got Northeast Georgia Medical Center. So they sent him there for observation. And when he got down there, they immediately put him in ICU to try to figure out what was going on and started running tests. And so we text back and forth a little bit at that, but he just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And so they finally decided that he had vasculitis, is what ended up being the what they figured out was wrong with him. And if you look at vasculitis and then you look at sumac, it looks a lot alike, but the vasculitis is looked to me like it's more red than the sumac. But he just kept going downhill and kept going downhill, and they had him in ICU and just never could get him to stabilize, and they went as far into his kidneys shut down, and then his colon shut down. He had bleeds, and they went in there 4 separate times, I know, to stop the bleeding from the vasculitis, and it attacks the veins and makes them swell up or tighten down, and they bleed and cut off circulation to different parts of the body. And so then he got a little better, and I went down and seen him a couple times, and so he started getting a little better. I went down and seen him, and he was coherent and he could kind of talk a little bit, but they had the tubes and all that, so you couldn't really talk to him, but you could get the thumbs up, and we cut up and went on for a little bit. So, and then I went back down a day or two later, and he was really doing good. They took a lot of the stuff off. They said he's doing good, he's over the hump, and everything's good. And so I hung out with him till he finally decided that he was tired and wanted to go to bed. So they have to, he was in still serious shape, because they had to take him out and put him in the bed with all the dialysis machines and all the stuff they had hooked to him, because his kidney still wasn't working. And so I thought, man, we've got it whooped. The nurse said, we've got him over the hump, he's doing good, everything's great. And then all of a sudden I don't understand how it works, but anyway, he was fantastic, doing great. And he just took a turn for the worst. I mean, he just went down quick and had another bleed. And the doctor said, we've got one more bleed. We're going to go in there. We're going to stop it, but we're at the point, we're going to stop that bleed. We're at the point where there's not a whole lot more we can do. And so they stopped that bleed, and then he didn't make it. I mean, they said he'd be lucky to, that day when they did the operation, they said, he'd be lucky to make it through the night, and he didn't. 6:30 the next morning, he passed away. And man, it just hurt everybody. I mean, we just did not expect this. We're talking, I'm gonna think a 6-week period that he went into the hospital, and I'm not talking about the time when he's here. I'm talking about when they sent him down to the hospital, ICU for 6 weeks, and then I guess the good Lord called him home. I told him, I said, well, I guess maybe the good Lord needed a car painted or something, but he was one of I consider one of my best friends, and you'll find out in life that you just have a few friends, and probably you can count them on your hands. It's actually your friends. I know you have a lot of people you think are your friends, but when it gets hard times, you really figure out who it is. But so that's kind of put a damper on things around this place. We've not done a whole lot. We've worked over at the shop, the mechanic shop, just kind of catching up on stuff over there. But we hadn't been at the body shop at all. And I'm back over here now, and everything's just like it was when we left it. And we still got to get this Dodge truck finished up, and I know Johnny would want to get it done. We cleared everything but the tailgate. We got to do the tailgate, and last time I was down there talking to him, I said, look, I don't know how to mix all that paint. I'm just going to spray bomb the tailgate. And he said, no. No. So I'm going to do it like he did it best I can. But y'all don't realize how good of a feller Johnny Acree was. He'd help anybody at any time, and just kind-hearted. And as far as mechanically inclined, he could fix anything. And we still, this last week or so, we'd be over there working on something, and and they would say, well, I'm gonna run this over to Johnny and see what he thinks about it. And then we'd realize Johnny's gone. But you know, I don't understand why things happen. And I know a lot of prayers was going up for Johnny Acree. And you know, we don't never know the Lord's will. I'm definitely a Christian. I believe in the good Lord, and I believe He had His reasons. And soon, one day, we'll find out. But like I said, we've lost Johnny, and it's just devastating. I mean, he was, you know, around other people, he was very quiet, but over here with us, he cut up and went on and poked fun and pulled jokes and just all kinds of stuff. And the cars he painted, you know, I don't know if y'all seen the Dodge pickup that we did. It ended up being the Warlock. He fell in love with that truck, and we were just going to I was just going to put a quick paint job on it and go with it. But no, he liked that truck, and man, it turned out fantastic. And the Cadillac, I don't know if y'all seen the Cadillac we bought out of the junkyard. He painted it. That's one of the first ones we did. My daughter's car, we fixed it up to give it to her for Christmas, and he went all out on that because he really wanted her to enjoy that. And just the stuff that he could do, like the Saturn Sky that I bought, he fixed it, and part of the fiberglass on the bottom of that covered up the battery was busted all to pieces, and he actually formed a piece to replace it from the other side. And it's just, I mean, the patience that he had. The door on this truck wouldn't shut, and he worked on it for 2.5 days to finally get it the best that we could get it. And I don't know if the door's bent or whatever else, but I could not imagine adjusting a door for 2.5 days. And I ordered a piece of plastic that goes on the dash of this truck, and after we got it here, we found out that part of it on the end, about 2 inches, was broke off and missing. And he sits down in here and molds a piece of fiberglass and fixing that piece of plastic where you can't even tell that it's been, well, you're going to now, because he got it all made, but he didn't finish it. So I've got to try to finish it, but where you can't even see it. But he'd always say, you know, pay attention to details. It's all about the details. And he's right about that. Of course, we'd be painting the truck, and there'd be a little something down on the bottom, and I'd say, what about this down here? And he'd say, oh, that's down low. You'll never see that. And he'd just laugh and go on. But you know, I just, you know, I really hate to put this video out, but I hate not tell people what's going on. I'm not doing this for subscriptions. I'm not doing this for views. I could care less about all that. I just want y'all, you know, to pray for Johnny's family and keep him in your hearts, because we're really going to miss him over here at Phillips Run Drip and Bubble Company. And this is, you know, we started this channel because this is what we do all the time, and it's grown. I think we got like 25,000 subscribers, and it's hit or miss on videos. It's not something that I want to do full time, but we all do have a good time doing it. And we're going to try to move on and honor Johnny. But I'm going to tell you, folks, you know, you don't know what tomorrow will bring. Nobody knows. I mean, and you can be here today and gone tomorrow. And a lot of folks have lost loved ones, and they know what I'm talking about. So live life to the fullest. There's no doubt about it. And I feel like one day I'll see Johnny, because I know he was a Christian, and I'm a Christian, and I don't want to preach at anybody, but you know, if you're looking for something and you're searching for something, I firmly believe that Jesus is the answer. And I think if you followed him, your life will be a lot easier. But and I don't know why the good Lord called Johnny home. He does. But like I said, we want you to keep him in your prayers, or keep his family in your prayers if you would. And we'll churn out another video. We're going to try to get this Dodge finished up, get it put back together. We don't like much on it, and we got some more projects that are going to start. But it's just not going to be the same without Johnny. And like I said, he's got some videos he shot that you can see where he done it. Some of the stuff that he done, that Warlock truck that started out being the petty truck, and some of the stuff that he did was just over the top. But anyway, like I said, I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this for any reason other than just to let y'all know kind of what's going on. where we've been, and to ask y'all to keep Johnny's family in your prayers. He was absolutely one of the finest men that you've ever met in your life. Do anything in the world for you. And if you know anybody that knows Johnny, they'll tell you that I'm getting people come by telling me stories how he did this and did that for him, and never asked for anything. But anyway, that's an update on what's going on here at Phillips Run Drip and Bubble Company. I appreciate y'all watching, and I just thank y'all for sending some love and prayers to Johnny's family. And hopefully here in the next few weeks we'll get another video out. We appreciate all the folks that have subscribed to the channel and follow the channel, and all the yahoos we see at the events and all that stuff's a lot of fun. And but like I said, that's the update, and that's probably the hardest video that I've had to put out. And hopefully it'll be the last. Maybe it'll be the next ones will be building some old junk like we like to do. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all. God bless you. And until next time, y'all stay safe. Well, I don't know. When Johnny looked up on the YouTube on how to install that stuff, there was this young, pretty little girl that put that stuff in just a matter of minutes. Didn't have any issues whatsoever. But when two old fat guys do it, it wasn't near as easy.
With bony knees on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
And a few rocks laying around.
Yeah, it wasn't near as but we got it. We got it.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think that's safe.
We're making progress. I'm anxious to see what the doors look like on the truck. That was the first part I got. I got the tailgate first.
Got the doors first.
I got the doors first.
Yep.
So for weeks, that's all I saw was the doors.
And wish that's all he ever saw.
Wide up here. But that's as close as we can get it. It works. We're happy. Ish.
Johnny?
Yes.
How long did you work on this door?
2.5 days.
He's got the patience of Job, I'm telling you.
Special tool for removing grip rail molding. Now Snap-on will sell you a special tool that is for this. It's a lot more expensive.
I see something else. What is that over there?
Fortunately, we have people helping us find things to do.
Johnny, ready to go?
I'm ready.
You got the paint mixed?
Deluxe paint, yes. My name is not Brittany. I do not want any insurance. Please stop calling me.
There he is. World famous Johnny.
Only thing I can say, we're going to have to build a bigger parking lot.
You got to paint faster. Yeah, you got to paint faster.
Going to paint faster. All right. Yep. Say, move them on, move them on. I'll be all right as soon as I can get Evan to leave.
Johnny's mad at me.
Well, I had to fuss at him a little bit. Look what he did. He left that on this. You just pop it a little bit and it pops right off. Just like that right there. You just like that and it comes right off. That's got to have a grinder to get it off.
Am I fired?
No, you just need to learn. So I just mix a little black in with it, and we'll spray another coat of primer on the truck. And it'll help us see where our bad spots are.
You don't learn that at school, do you?
Depends on your instructor, I suppose, how old he is.
You learn.
Look how happy he is.
Black Creek, but
Well, I learned to paint Saturday, if you can tell.
he just didn't learn when to stop. Shit! Shit! Shit!
How come you always, you put a seatbelt on even before we leave the driveway.
Well, they say that's the first thing you're supposed to do when you get in the car.
We've loaded up Johnny's He's like a kid at Christmas.
Can't wait to get it home, unbox it, and see what's in it. How's it now? A little loose, little loose.
Your head's sticking through the roof, man.
We're going to put it as a gurney bubble right there. It is a tad cramped.
You reckon we can get you out of there now?
Well,
This will be the fun part, watching Johnny get out. I dig them socks, man. They're nice socks.
those old man socks is what those are. No, edit that part out. We have something to do now. I don't know where to start.
We're over here with Johnny. This is the first time he's seen the rest of the truck. He's had the doors and the tailgate and the wheels.
Okay.
We want the dents fixed, but not the rust.
There you go. I was just thinking about that. One, two.
I told Johnny a couple of weeks ago that we had a square body Chevrolet a lady wants us to paint.
Okay, yeah, you did.
Are you ready?
I haven't reminded you, you know.
Well, Johnny's already excited.
I says, just what we've been looking for, another black truck.
I thought it was a different color.
Still playing the tag Rama game. This is in the North Georgia game. The new tag is at Pitts Park in Clarksville. I've already taken my photo, and I'll have the new one up in a few minutes. I'll show you the plaque that commemorates why Pitts Park is Pitts Park. Maybe you can see that. It's for Sammy Pitts, volunteer fireman who perished on the job. All right, get back on the road. All right, I had a place called Old Graveyard. Couldn't find it. So this is my next best. Pleasant Grove Baptist Church. Well, they have a graveyard. All right, let's see. This week I'm heading out to Reliance, Tennessee in search of antique schoolhouse. They call it the Hiwassee River Schoolhouse. Yeah. They called it the Hiwassee River Schoolhouse. Probably back in the 1800s. And that's what I'm going to go look for in Reliance, Tennessee. All right, this historic sign right here, I'm going to use this as my next tag, assuming that I find the Hiwassee Schoolhouse. A lot of traffic right along here. There comes the spot. This historic sign will be my next tag. If I can get back on the road. Okay, stopping. Well, here she is. And really good condition. Let me turn it around so you can see. There she is. Oh, her glory. How about that?
Today we have the 1994.
Motor Trend.
Let's try that again. Today we have the 1994.
Motor Trend.
Okay, got it. Today we have the 1994.
Motor Trend.
1994 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. I got it. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. This is it. This is it. This is it.
You could have cut that little pause out.
Changed everything from Dodge.
Cool. That's a take
This truck changed everything from Dodge.
for Dodge.
Yeah. No, my brain quit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We're rocket scientists. 7% of the truck sales in 1993.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.